Did you know that the breakfast you eat might be quietly weakening the muscles and blood vessels that keep you strong where it matters most? If you're over 60 and you're having weaker erections, low energy, or numbness below the belt, it might be your morning meal, not aging. Most men don't realize that their breakfast either encourages or gradually prevents the groin from receiving healthy blood flow. The fact that many people aren't consuming the one simple food that could have a significant impact is even more shocking. I'm Dr. Laura, a men's health specialist with over 30 years of experience in urology and age-related performance decline. I have worked with thousands of men across the country who felt their intimacy was eroding with age. Our findings were much more positive. The fact is that your body wants to restore circulation to your lower body, but it will only succeed if you provide the right conditions. And instead of being in a pill or prescription, those tools are found in 5 very specific, very basic morning foods to increase male circulation that you are already familiar with but have most likely never used. In this video, I'll go over how to use them in detail. You'll learn how 5 basic ingredients can increase confidence, strengthen pelvic muscle tissue, and improve blood flow there without having any negative side effects. Stay tuned until the end because I'll be revealing one odd combination that's helping men in less than a week. Let's get started. If you're serious about regaining your vitality and improving circulation where it matters most, please hit the bell and subscribe button before we begin, so you don't miss another tip designed specifically for men over 60. Also, if this video speaks to you, leave a 1 in the comments section. If not, type 0. I read every comment you leave, and it helps me create better content that meets your needs. The first food, which you may already have in your refrigerator but may have been undervaluing for years, will be discussed now. Oberno, well known, and can speed up blood flow in the most crucial area in muscle repair when taken at the right time. After the age of 60, the most complete natural food source for reviving circulation in the lower body is whole eggs. 1. Whole eggs, the natural circulation starting substance. When I ask men over 60 about their diet, they almost always shrug and say something like, "Doctor, I just grabbed some coffee in the morning, maybe a slice of toast if I remember." I can't even begin to count the number of men who have sat across from me feeling annoyed, embarrassed, and confused about why things down there have changed so drastically. They don't realize that, especially at this age, their body is starving for some nutrients as soon as they wake up. Among the most powerful sources of those nutrients are whole eggs, which they have stored in their refrigerator all their lives. I know that eggs have always been seen with suspicion because of concerns about cholesterol, outdated science, and outdated fears. But let's be clear, if you're a man over 60 and you don't eat whole eggs on a regular basis, you're missing out on one of the best natural ways to improve blood flow and strengthen your lower body. The secret is in the yolk. That golden center is rich in vitamin D, vitamin B12, choline, and leucine, a powerful amino acid that supports muscle repair, including the deep, often overlooked pelvic floor muscles. These are the same muscles that support erections, control urine flow, and keep you steady and balanced throughout the day. As blood circulation deteriorates with age, these muscles are among the first to deteriorate. But when you properly fuel them, especially in the morning, your body responds. You feel more stable, have fewer cramps or numbness, and yes, you start to feel more confident during intimate moments because your blood is flowing again, not because of a pill. I remember one patient, Richard, who was 67 years old. It had been over 2 years since he had morning wood, he told me. After 4 weeks of eating 2 whole eggs for breakfast every morning, boiled, nothing fancy, he called me incredulously and said, "Doc, I woke up like I was 40 again." Giving your body what it truly needs when it needs it is what makes it strong. 3. Oats with chia seeds, the artery cleaner. When an older man in my office complains of weak erections, poor circulation, or that constant heaviness in his lower body, I always ask him about his breakfast, rather than just his medication. Moreover, it is often either non-existent or loaded with empty carbohydrates and sugar. A warm bowl of oats with chia seeds on top has changed more lives than you might think, so believe me when I say that what I recommend instead seems too simple to have an impact. Oats are a powerful artery aging ally on their own. They contain beta-glucan, a special kind of fiber that helps to clean your blood vessel walls and lower cholesterol. This allows more blood that is rich in oxygen to reach important areas like your pelvis and groin. For men over 60, that kind of circulation support is not only advantageous, but also essential. Amazing things happen when you add chia seeds to the mixture. Omega-3 fatty acids, which relax blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and encourage stronger, more effective blood flow, are abundant in these tiny seeds, along with potassium and magnesium. In addition to being good for your heart, this combination has a direct impact on your ability to get and maintain a healthy erection. After retiring, Henry, one of the men, told me he felt his body had started to shut down. He talked about a decrease in intimacy, low energy, and trouble going upstairs. I convinced him to eat oats flavored with blueberries, chia seeds, and a bit of cinnamon instead of sugary cereal. 2 weeks later, his legs felt lighter. Within a month, he noticed improvements in his energy levels and sleep quality both inside and outside the bedroom. "Doc," he chuckled, "I never imagined that a bowl of oats could accomplish that." The truth is that what you eat in the morning affects how your blood flows throughout the day. And this simple combination tells your arteries it's safe to expand when taken warm and mindfully. You must nourish the nerves and muscles that keep you feeling like a man. There is a fruit that works similarly to natural Viagra without the unpleasant side effects, if you want to increase your circulation even more. When taken at the right time, it works quickly, but most men don't use it. Let me tell you about it. 4. Watermelon is the bedroom's fruit. I still remember the look on my patient Bill's face when I told him to start eating watermelon in the morning. He laughed and remarked, "Doc, I thought that was just a summertime snack." Like most men, he was not aware that one of nature's most undervalued resources for restoring blood flow, especially where it is most needed, is watermelon. Watermelon contains a lot of the amino acid L-citrulline. Once inside the body, it changes into L-arginine, which raises nitric oxide, the same chemical that widens blood vessels and increases blood flow to the groin. The same biological pathway is used by popular ED medications, but this time you're feeding it food instead of drugs. It works fast, too. Some of my patients have told me that they started to notice stronger morning erections and increased sensitivity within a week of adding watermelon to their routine. It has a powerful effect to let your body do what it was designed to do, free from artificial drugs or harmful side effects, and with full circulation support straight from your breakfast plate. 2 weeks later, Bill called me and said, "I'm not sure if it's the watermelon or the fact that I'm finally eating breakfast, but something's definitely waking up down there." Even though we both laughed, he wasn't dreaming it. His lower body was getting a boost of vitality from the citrulline, which was opening blood vessels. It is best to eat watermelon on an empty stomach or immediately before your main breakfast. Just a few slices are required. Here's a tip. Don't throw away the white rind because it contains the most citrulline. You can incorporate it into a smoothie or chew it slowly. Although it's not very sweet, your circulation will appreciate it. If you've been looking for a natural way to feel more alive and energized below the belt, watermelon might be one of the easiest and most revitalizing tools you've been lacking. But if you really want to get your balance back, stabilize your morning energy, and get your entire lower body ready for the day, you won't want to skip the next meal. It's warm and earthy, and it's one of the most effective breakfasts I recommend for increasing circulation when combined with one basic mineral. Let's go on. 5. Steamed sweet potatoes in Celtic salt, a circulation stabilizer. Out of all the recommendations I've made over the years, this one gets the most surprising reactions. "Sweet potatoes?" they inquire. "For circulation?" But once you understand how your body works in the first few minutes after waking up, everything starts to make perfect sense. Your muscles, including those in your legs, pelvis, and yes, even your penis, are worn out from going for hours without eating. Your blood vessels require minerals, your muscles require glycogen, and your nervous system requires equilibrium. Half a warm, steamed sweet potato, seasoned with a pinch of Celtic sea salt, can provide the morning stabilizer your entire lower body has been missing. Sweet potatoes, which are high in complex carbohydrates, give your muscles the clean energy they need to function correctly without causing blood sugar levels to rise. Additionally, you're giving your body the tools it needs to regulate nerve impulses. Keep blood pressure in check and stay hydrated without experiencing a crash by adding Celtic sea salt, an unrefined salt that contains over 80 essential minerals. These minerals help with muscle contractions, circulation, and even nerve sensitivity, all of which can deteriorate with age if ignored. Thomas, a 70-year-old patient of mine, informed me that he had been waking up with heavy, numb legs and a dull ache in his groin. He tried massage, stretching, and even prescription medications, but nothing seemed to help. I suggested a small change before his typical breakfast. Try half a steamed sweet potato with a glass of warm water and a pinch of mineral salt. 3 days later, he called and said, "Doc, I don't know what's happening, but my legs feel lighter, and I'm not reaching for the nightstand just to stand up." Despite the fact that it seemed too simple, it is reassuring to begin your day with real food, something your body is used to, and something that does more than just relieve symptoms. It actually restores your body's equilibrium. Despite their humble appearance, sweet potatoes quietly and efficiently balance minerals, enhance circulation, and provide you with energy for everything you do when you eat them this way. We need to discuss one more thing after learning about the 5 foods that can help you regain your lower body's blood flow, strength, and energy. Because knowledge isn't enough. Let's talk about exactly what you need to do going forward to get real, observable results from these foods. Actions you need to take now. The fact that you have read this far shows that you care. At this point in your life, you're not allowing your body to do whatever it wants. The good news is that you're still fighting because you now have tools. But tools are useless if they stay in the drawer. The real change begins the moment you decide to take action. Today, not tomorrow. Start out small. Tomorrow morning, resolve to eat one of the 5 foods we talked about. It could be 2 yolked eggs. A bowl of warm oats with chia seeds and cinnamon might be the option. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to happen. Because what you eat within the first hour of waking up is one of the most important choices you can make for your independence, circulation, and self-esteem. Stop skipping breakfast. Don't wait until you're hungry, tired, or already running behind schedule. Give your body what it needs while it's asking for help. This is when your blood vessels are responding the best. At this point, your muscles are ready to take in nutrients. This is where you start to reverse the downward spiral and start rebuilding what time has tried to destroy. Even if you don't immediately notice any changes, continue to be consistent. Within a few days, you may notice an improvement in leg energy, groin warmth, step strength, and responsiveness where it matters most. It might enhance the quality of your sleep. You might wake up feeling hopeful, something you haven't felt in a long time. Furthermore, if you're worried that it's too late for you, I can assure you that it's not. Just by concentrating on one thing, I have seen men in their 60s, 70s, and even late 80s transform their vitality, intimacy, and energy, starting each day with a purpose. The question is simple. Are you going to initiate contact tomorrow morning? Or will you let another day go by and wait for something to change on its own? Now that you are aware of what to eat and when, I would like to leave you with one final item. This is because if you're making a critical mistake that most older men don't even think about, even the best foods won't work. Let's wrap up because this final message could make or break your results. 7. A final remarks. Having spent decades working with men over 60, I've concluded that aging doesn't take your strength, but rather what you're willing to give up. Furthermore, rather than giving up our physical selves, we usually give up the belief that change is still possible. But I am here to remind you that it is without a doubt. You now know about 5 potent morning foods: whole eggs, beets, watermelon, sweet potatoes with Celtic salt, and oats with chia that can help restore blood flow, enhance sensitivity, support muscle function, and give life to areas of your body that may have felt distant for too long. These are not fads or tricks. These are real foods that directly affect biology. You also know exactly when and how to eat these foods to maximize their effects. You realize that your vitality, independence, confidence, and even relationships are shaped by how you spend your first hour of life. Completely redesigning everything at once is not required. Simply begin. Start tomorrow. Reclaim your mornings. Make every bite a powerful reminder that you are still creating your own story by letting your food do the talking. By no means is this the end. Your next act begins at breakfast, and choosing to be in charge is the first step.